Hi everyone, it's Katie, aka Human Community. I kind of changed my username a little while ago. I have a short video explaining that if you want to go back and look. But anyway, today I want to talk about why I participate in charities. I actually filmed this video once and then accidentally deleted it. I actually filmed 3 videos and then accidentally deleted them before uploading them to my computer. So I'm going to try to redo all of them. And so if you see me in multiple videos wearing the same outfit, that is why. So here I am in my weird little kiwi bird shirt. See, kiwi bird, ha ha ha. So there's a couple things I wanted to address in the video today, and basically what I want to talk about is I don't do this type of stuff for attention. So I've seen some people comment on other videos that like people are just sharing YouTube videos or TikToks or whatever just because like they want to show off or toot their own horn about charities that they participate in or things that they do, and I actually don't think that's accurate at all. There are a couple charity things that make me like a little bit uncomfortable, like when people walk up to someone on the street and hand them a gift or money or whatever and they're videotaping the person. I think that's it makes me a little bit uncomfortable, but at the same time there is no expectation of privacy if you're in a public place. So if you are just kind of chilling out on the street or sidewalk or something, you technically don't have an expectation of privacy and you can be videotaped. But besides that, it does come off a little bit like exploiting these homeless people who are living on the street. But it also, I feel like it can kind of motivate other people to give. Even when the videos take place in another country, a lot of people kind of refer to that as poverty porn and just kind of exploiting these super poor people. And there are some channels that make me very uncomfortable with the way that they do it, but there are other channels, like the Hungry Syrian Wanderer is one of them, and he does show impoverished people in the Philippines, but also helps them out in a way that it doesn't look like poverty porn or exploiting them. So I think how you frame what you're videotaping has a lot to do with it. I think that most people doing these type of videos aren't doing it for attention or to toot their own horn. I think that people are doing it to kind of like motivate other people to do the same things, if that makes sense. So I think that a lot of people who do these types of videos or TikToks or whatever are doing it to kind of motivate other people to give and showing the power of being kind. Because I think a lot of times like you can talk about it and you can read about it, but I think seeing a person, like putting a face to it and humanizing it and seeing a recipient or just kind of giving it meaning is more personal, and people are more likely to participate in a charity rather than just like reading a book about it. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense. I didn't really like write up a little script for this video or anything. I'm just trying to give my perspective on these things. There are also some other things that I participate in that are not video worthy, like if I donate some food to the local food pantry or something or even just some money, that's literally not an interesting video and not something I'm gonna brag about, not something I'm going to talk about, not something that makes an interesting video. If I really wanted to brag, then I would just be posting about that stuff all the time, literally all the time. The amount that I post about charitable things that I am involved in is very, very little compared to the amount of time I spend doing it. And when I post, it's just because I want to raise awareness or encourage other people to do the same thing. Now, as far as going back to what I was saying earlier about videotaping in other countries, I think that it is important to raise awareness of like slum areas or abject poverty. There are areas of the United States, yes, that are very poor, but a lot of the United States, there's a couple people. There's a small set of people in absolute poverty, but most of the people in the United States are in relative poverty. But people in other countries are really truly living in absolute poverty. They're living worse than American homeless people. And if you don't have the ability to travel, a lot of time people get their information and knowledge about those things by watching YouTube videos. So again, it's just how you present it on the videos. I hope that I don't come across in my videos as, oh, I'm doing this because I am just so amazing and whatever. I hope that I don't come across that way because that's literally not my intention. I would kind of be like insulted if someone suggested that I was doing this stuff just to show off or something. But if my videos do come across that way, please let me know. I will take the feedback, but that's not my intention. And so actually, I know I made a video maybe late December or early January about how I was going to do like a highlight one charity per month on this channel, and I have like really failed to do that. I talked about one in January. I skipped talking about one in February. I skipped talking about, I mean, we're basically at the end of March now, and I didn't talk about it, mostly because it doesn't really make a good video. So I am hoping to try to find ways to make a better video, gather some facts about maybe a charity and share them with you in a video format. But I've just kind of been doing that stuff on my own and not showing off about what charities I donate to or whatever. So for example, something else I participate in is the child sponsorships. I have made like one video about each of my children. I would like to make a follow-up video, but in the meantime, I have gotten not tons, but I've gotten several letters and several pictures from each of the children, and I don't share them every time on this channel. I don't share them every time on my Instagram. I just kind of post whenever, I don't know. And another thing I participate in is tutoring an Afghan refugee woman in English as a second language. I have really enjoyed doing that. I've been doing that since January, so just like 2.5 months by this point. I'm probably going to do it again in the summer, and then we'll see in the fall because I'm trying to go back to school in the fall, so we'll see how much time I have in my schedule. But that's another thing that's not really video worthy. We're not allowed to record while we're tutoring, not that I would want to anyway, because I don't want to like violate any privacy of hers. You know, we're just on a Zoom call and it's not right to record without permission. And I don't see a point in asking her for permission to videotape her practicing speaking English. That's like kind of weird. So I don't feel the need to do that. I don't feel the need to post about it all the time, and I don't feel the need to make videos about it. I would like to make a video about like ESL, more videos about refugees and those populations, but that's just something I gotta do, you know, kind of like write little scripts for and get screenshots ready so I can put them up on the screen so that you guys can see them. But that does take a lot of time to get all that information ready and accurate and have a script written. So those are things that are kind of on my list and in my head of videos I would like to make in the future, but definitely do them without exploiting people. So that was a whole lot of rambling. I don't know how long this video is. I think it's kind of short, but I think I rambled a lot. I don't really know what else to say, except that also, I guess with Operation Christmas Child, I know some people have some reservations about participating in that particular charity for, you know, a list of reasons. I did make an entire separate video last year, a long video about why I do still choose to participate in that charity. Maybe in the future I will move to a different one, but the items that I pack in my shoe boxes I think are really practical. I don't think they're really hurting the local economy. I always include educational items, and I hope to send the message that education is really important, especially even for girls. And maybe if a family receives a pack of, you know, pencils and paper and maybe a shirt that the child can wear to school, I hope that they can use it to also send their daughter to school. So I do have specific reasons behind why I include the things that I do include in those shoe boxes. Most of them I don't think are items that can really be purchased locally. And a lot of the areas that the shoe boxes go to, there aren't any local stores. I mean, they're very remote areas where people are just living kind of on their own, off the grid. Kids have to travel like quite a ways to school. There's a YouTube documentary series called The Most Dangerous Ways to School, and you can just, you know, search it up in YouTube. There's so many different videos about how some children have to travel like hours to school, like each way, every day. Way worse than the whole American, when I was your age, I had to walk uphill both ways in 2 feet of snow. No, like way worse than that. And those types of videos and documentaries, I think, bring an appreciation to what I have here, and also encourage, I don't know if that's the right word, but kind of like fuel me to want to make their life even just a little bit easier. So that's my rant, that's my talking. Yeah, give this a thumbs up, leave a comment, and please subscribe. Oh, and what I want to mention is that I don't believe there is a right and a wrong way to participate in charity. I don't think that you should be limited to only giving in your city or you know, your state, your country. I don't really believe that charity should begin and end at geopolitical borders. I believe that we are all inhabitants of this one floating rock that we call planet Earth, and I think that we should all kind of help each other out. It's super weird to me when we begin and end things at these literal made-up borderlines that, you know, people at some point just kind of scribbled on a map. I mean, that's literally what happened in the 1400s. The Pope literally scribbled on a map to make some borders for the new lands that were found. He was kind of like, all right, Spain, you get this, Portugal, you get this. And so that's why Brazilians speak Portuguese, because that was the land that they were given, that they were assigned. But anyway, I just really believe that charity doesn't stop and start at a certain place or a certain time. In the United States, I am very lucky where I live. Even being poor in the United States, I would still be pretty lucky because at least I still have access to things like water and basic food like rice. And there are so many people, there are 7 billion people in the world, and there are just so many people who don't have access to any of those basic things. And I feel drawn to help people with literally nothing, I guess. I don't want to say nothing. They have each other, they have love. But there are some material things that people do need, like water and food. So we are all on this planet, and I believe that we should all be helping each other out. I'm not worried about money. I will gladly give up some money to help someone who works 14 hours a day and still can't even afford to eat 2 meals a day, never mind 3 plus snacks.